Hey everybody, this is James Hernandez. How you all doing today? Hope you're all doing good and welcome back to a brand new video. And today I'm going to be reviewing another Studio Ghibli movie which you guys have seen in my community post about like the upcoming stuff that I'm going to be talking about. And this is it. And today's Studio Ghibli film I'm going to review is this one I have right here, is My Neighbor Totoro. That's right. So, My Neighbor Totoro is the third Studio Ghibli film that is directed by Hayao Miyazaki, and this one came out in 1988. So, let's start with the story. So, the story is about two little girls named Sasaki and Mei going to a brand new house with their father, and they also get to meet up with their mother who is at the hospital. And as soon as they move to a new house with their father, they start to see all these these mythical creatures. They saw like the dust bunnies, and then they also saw one of those like other spirits of the forest. And then they come into this big gentle giant creature named Totoro. And that's basically about the plot of the movie. So the first time I saw this movie is I first watched it on Max, and then I recently got this for Christmas on Blu-ray by my sister. My sister got me for this on Blu-ray, and after watching this, after especially when I watched it on HBO Max or Max, or whatever you want to call it, what do I think of this movie? I thought the movie is really cute. It's actually one of the most adorable Studio Ghibli movies I have ever seen, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. So let's talk about the animation. Now, pretty much like in every Studio Ghibli film, the ones directed by Hayao Miyazaki and the other ones directed by the other Japanese directors, the animation is very detailed, and it's really beautiful to look at. Like just checking out like the backgrounds of like the forest where you see like the house that Sasaki, Mei, and their father just move into looks very cool. And there was also like moments like in the movie where the animation, it just looks really timeless and it looks very beautiful. I thought the animators did an amazing job with this animation. Like seeing the grass, and then you saw like those spirit creatures, and then you seeing Totoro himself, who just looks like a cross between a bunny and a koala looking creature. The animators did really good. I have to give praise to the animators for making the animation just as beautiful as it was, and it still is to this day. So let's talk about the characters. So the characters in this movie that we follow are two sisters, Sasaki and Mei. Now Sasaki is the oldest sister, and she is actually voiced by Dakota Fanning. And then Dakota Fanning's performance as Sasaki is I thought she did a very good job, and as well as her sister Mei is voiced by Ella Fanning, which yeah, like not only that Sasaki and Mei are sisters in the movie, but they're actually are voiced by the Fanning sisters. And I thought it's really nice. I thought it was really good because I thought like not only that the characters didn't really sound like oh just actual characters or just like voice performances, but they actually do act like real sisters. Yeah, sure, like they do bicker, they do argue, but they actually really do got along very well with each other, and they do play with each other. And I thought they were very cute. They're very adorable characters, not only from Studio Ghibli but also from an anime. They're like one of the most adorable kid characters that I have ever seen. And then you got to see the father, who is actually voiced by Tim Daly in the English dub. And yes, I'm talking about the English dub version of this movie. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good voicing the father. Now, there's not much I can say about the father because like he's usually like the father who is spending time like with his daughters, and then he's also like busy with paperwork. And there was a sweet little scene of him like laughing hysterical, laughing really funny and loud to like scare off the spirits that were like trying to scare them. And I was like, that's kind of something that the father would do in the movie. And then yeah, I thought like his moments with his daughters is actually very sweet. And even though he does tend off as being like being like a really busy parent of like getting the paperwork done when they just like move into a new house at the side of the country. But the scenes with him like playing with Sasuke and Mei is actually very sweet. It is very adorable. And then we also got to see the mother, who I can't say much about the mother in this movie because she's actually in the hospital and then she's being like the sick mother, and then by the end of the movie she actually does tend to feel better. And I thought, just like her father, she is actually very charming, and she is actually a very nice character. And the scene where she got to see her daughters who came to the hospital for a visit was actually sweet. It was very cute. It was actually such a sweet scene that I wish there was like more scenes, with the kids and the parents, because like I felt like the characters are so likable. They're so lovable. Now let's talk about Totoro. Now Totoro is this like koala or like a cat looking creature. He's like a gentle giant. And just by looking at the creature, like you would think that he would have like a very like a fluffy or pretty much act like a quiet animal, but no. Because like the only like noise that Totoro makes is that he growls like something, I don't know, like a bear or some other like lion or something, I don't know. But like when he growls, when Mei met Totoro for the first time in the movie, um, she thought that Totoro introduces his name to her when he growls for the first time. And what's really interesting about Totoro is that he became a mascot for Studio Ghibli. So when you watch like every single Studio Ghibli film, you would actually see the Studio Ghibli logo, and then it has Totoro as the mascot, and that's incredible. Just like when you watch like Disney or Pixar or even Warner Brothers or even like Blue Sky or Sony Pictures Animation, the animated companies actually have their mascots, and Studio Ghibli's mascot is Totoro. And another interesting fact about Totoro is that he actually did appear in Toy Story 3 as one of Bonnie's toys. And I didn't even notice that until when I did the research of this movie, or even I watched Toy Story 3. And when I saw Totoro in Toy Story 3, I was like, is that Totoro? Oh my God, that's Totoro. No way. And I was shocked to see that Totoro was in this movie because Totoro actually did became like such a famous character that Hayao Miyazaki created during the history of Studio Ghibli. So yeah, I thought the scenes with Totoro was actually really good. Even though I really wish there was like more scenes with Totoro and more adventures that Totoro has with the kids, but the scenes with Totoro was actually really, really, really good. My favorite scene from Totoro is the scene where Sasuke and Mei were like on the bus stop waiting for their dad, and then Totoro appears, and then he has like a leaf on top of his head, and that's where it became like the poster of the movie as well as the cover for this Blu-ray slash DVD. And then when Sasuke gives Totoro the umbrella, and then Totoro puts an umbrella on top of his head, and then he feels like the raindrops, and then he actually jumps, and then it was spread more like raindrops like on it, and then that was like one of the best shots I have ever seen in a Studio Ghibli film, or even in an anime movie in general. And then like after when he was like, and after that he saw the cat bus coming, and then Totoro went into the cat bus, and that was like, oh, excuse me, it was right after, well not after, it was right before Sasuke and Mei got to see their father coming from the bus. So yeah, I thought the scene like where Totoro was like standing next to Sasuke and Mei at the bus stop is actually one of my favorite moments like with Totoro. The other scene with Totoro was also really good, like when he was like flying, when all the like other spirits of himself and Sasuke and Mei were like on his tummy, and then they were all like flying like across like flying around across the forest, and they were playing the song, like yeah, playing the music and all that. It was such a beautiful shot, and I gotta say the music in this movie is very well done. I thought the music composers did a really good job, And there was also like two theme songs in this movie, which it's really nice. One, it was played by in the opening credits, where it was like, "Hey, let's go, hey, let's go, I'm happy as can be," and it's very catchy, and so it's so sweet that it makes you feel like that you want to go on an adventure with Totoro, Sasuke, and Mei. I thought it was really nice. And the other song that also plays in this movie is by the end credits, where it was like, "And we have a Totoro, Totoro." And that was also really nice. I thought those two songs were very catchy, and they're very well sang. And the lyrics is actually makes us feel like you're a kid and you want to go on, like I said with the first song, that you want to go on an adventure with Totoro, Sasuke, and Mei. The other character I wanted to talk about is this boy. I think his name is Kanta. Hope I'm saying his name right. This boy is actually this boy is really interesting because like he every time when he sees Sasuke, he wants to help her, but then like when he just like wants to give her like a bag or like an umbrella, he doesn't really use his words, to say like, here you go, you can have this. No, he didn't use his words. He was just like, and I was like laughing. I was just like, come on, kid, just give it to her. Just say something. Don't be so shy and awkward. Like, come on, little man. Like it's so hilarious. And then they actually tend to like stick their tongues at each other. Even like after when Sasuke sticks her tongue at Kanta, I did the same thing too. I was just like, I'm sorry. But yeah, like because like these two are pretty much are just like little kids, and they don't really like tell like if they're actually are a couple, because the movie like doesn't really explain if they're like are officially like in love with each other, because like the movie it's not really like it doesn't really show like real romantic like feelings between Sasuke and Kanta. It's not like with some of the other Studio Ghibli movies where it does have some like romantic moments. But this one is kind of like something like what real little kids like see each other, and they actually do get along like later on in the movie. So yeah, My Neighbor Totoro is actually one of the most adorable Studio Ghibli movies I have ever seen, along with The Cat Returns. And I actually really do recommend this movie to kids as well as the entire family. There's nothing really like spectacular about it. It's not an action movie. It's not a thriller. It's actually like a nice little movie that you can also like watch. Like if you want to have like a relaxing day, or even like we have like a nice peaceful day and something like that, then I would say that this movie is actually one of those films that you can watch like with your kids. So yeah, like I thought My Neighbor Totoro is a very adorable film, and I think Hayao Miyazaki did an excellent job directing this, and then the music composers did a great job. I like the story, I like the characters, I like the animation, and I like the English voice acting in this movie. Um, Even though I actually did heard that there was like two English versions of this movie. Like this one is the Disney dub, and there was another one. The original one was from that was released by 20th Century Fox, which I haven't saw that version. But like this one, I actually really do enjoy watching. So because like when it comes to anime, I wasn't like too crazy about watching the Japanese dub, because I know everyone says, oh, the Japanese dub is always better than the English dub, but like to me though, that depends on what anime that you're watching. Either from a movie or a series. And I know you had to like take a look at their the lip syncing. Now, I would definitely would say that the lip syncing in the dub version of the anime is not technically as bad as the lip syncing from the Godzilla movies. Let's be real here, because the lip syncing in the Godzilla movies in English dub was pretty bad, especially in Godzilla Final Wars. But anyways, back to Totoro. So overall, this movie is a really sweet movie. I don't think I have like any problems with this film. I think the only like little criticisms I have is that I wish there was more Totoro, because he only makes like 4 appearances, and I thought Totoro was like in the entire movie. But not to say the scenes where Totoro is bad, because like I said early in this review, the scenes where Totoro is really good. But I thought there was going to be like more scenes with Totoro and more interactions with him and the kids. And I also would have loved to see more interactions between the kids and the parents, because the father is usually like busy with paperwork, and then the mom is like, being like the sick mom cliche in the hospital and all of that. But the scenes like with them is very charming and is very nice. They're really like very sweet people, very nice people that you want to be with the most, because they look like really nice people to hang out with. But overall, guys, My Neighbor Totoro is such a wonderful Studio Ghibli film, and this is also like one of my top 10 favorite Studio Ghibli films, and also going to be on my top 20 favorite anime films of all time. Hayao Miyazaki did an amazing job with the direction of this movie, and the animation is great, and the characters are so lovable and so likable that you want to like hang out with them and you want to make friends with them, and you really want to go on adventures with Totoro, Sasuke, and Mei. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give My Neighbor Totoro a solid 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. This is a very sweet movie, and I recommend this to kids, as well as I recommend this to watch with your whole family. So folks, that is my review for My Neighbor Totoro. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I wanted to hear from you guys. Have you guys seen My Neighbor Totoro? If so, what did you guys think of it? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button and turn on the notifications when I make future videos. And then stay tuned that I'm going to be reviewing the 1998 controversial Godzilla movie, which I know the 1998 Godzilla movie is not loved by any Godzilla fans at all. But stay tuned for my thoughts on that movie. And also stay tuned for other videos as well, because I'm also going to be reviewing the Sonic the Hedgehog Mega Man comic book crossover, and some other projects I'm going to be working on in the future. So yeah, so folks, I hope you guys enjoy my review for My Neighbor Totoro, and I'll see you guys next time along with Sasuke, Mei, and Totoro. This is James Hernandez signing off by saying, hey, let's go!